Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. We should be good to go. Bang! We're back with our really crappy setup. Hi, guys. MC Sasuke is dead. Yeah, MC Sasuke. Rip MC Sasuke. I'm so sad about that. Like, genuinely, I can't believe that. So I shared it with a couple people. All of those people deleted their DMs, or they deleted their Discord accounts. So Discord wiped the DMs. And in doing so, yeah, I lost all the maps. But we're here live now. Yay! Woo! We're gonna talk about Sasuke 43's new obstacles. I have search history, dude. I've tried all of it. There is nothing. I've even tried the Wayback Machine, which isn't even what that's for. Like, that's how desperate we've gotten. Well, we are going to talk about DX, which is such a stupid name. We're calling it Block. From now on, the letters D and X are not allowed to be next to each other in this chat. In any order. Well, XD is fine, because it's the laughing thing. So, Block. You lost a full afternoon's worth of Yusuke Doc progress over an hour ago. Dang, dude. Yeah, see, Disney XD is fire. I'll take Disney XD. That's fine. There's not a single good name for that obstacle except for Block. Respectfully. And I understand that they probably can't call it Block for copyright reasons with Takeshi's Castle and stuff like that. But genuinely, there has not been a good name for that obstacle on Sasuke. Yeah. Buroku. That's what Billy said. I'm just quoting Billy. Okay? Don't get me canceled. Bet, Topaz, you do that. All right, so in true Kane fashion, we have made a little slideshow. So this should be fun. What's up, Lee? All right, so first off, yes, we all know this by now. It's public knowledge, but Sasuke is coming out on Christmas Eve and Christmas this year. 2-day event. So this is the first time that a Sasuke tournament is getting episodes from TBS, pretty much, or a part 1, part 2. This is kind of wild, honestly. I would not have guessed it at all. I would have thought we were just getting another 5 hours. 8 hours is freaking crazy, dude. 8 hours is freaking crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. I worry about how they're going to pace things and just, yeah. I worry about that. Among many other things. But 2 days. Tough one. I will say I was excited to watch this tournament, and hearing that it's 2 days has kind of taken away the excitement, because that's a big commitment. That's a long time. That is a very long time. All right, moving on to the actual obstacles. All right, first off, shout out Jose Rubio from Ninja Masters, because he took all these screenshots and stuff from the video that the Sasuke YouTube put out. I'm just way too lazy to do that. If you get cut from an 8-hour broadcast, there's no argument about you being irrelevant. That's crazy. Yeah, 2 all-nighters is kind of rough. I honestly don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to probably do that for stages 2 and beyond. I'm probably not going to do that with stage 1. So, anyways, here we go. I've rated all of the changes on stage 1. First off, the Prism Seesaw. I think it looks like a 5 out of 10. But the cool factor of actually like being a new obstacle is an 8 out of 10. Prism Seesaw. Let me just actually, bro, let me switch back for a second. Guys, I hate the way this stage 1 looks. I think this is aesthetically the worst stage 1 of all time. There are so many colors and color schemes that are like alternating that I think that this is a terrible looking stage 1. Yeah, I don't like these colors at all. I was already getting tired of like the red, yellow, and blue, but I was also like, okay, like there's some stuff to it. But now there's like black and yellow, black and red, whatever else. Like it's like the rainbow just threw up on this course, and then it's not good. Single color mats, yes, that's a good one. That would be good. A good shout, Snowy. Committed to the yellow, that would also work. I think yellow would be fun. Yeah, if it was like 1 or 2 colors, I'm even okay with 3 colors. Because again, I do think that the yellow, red, and blue has its appeal, but it's just been around for a long time. It's gotten a little stale. My personal favorites are, I mean, I love the classic green and brown from the OG days. But also I do enjoy Shin Sasuke's red, black, and gray schemes. I thought that was fun. Yeah, so that's the disclaimer. A lot of these obstacles I don't really think look very good, and we'll get to that in a bit. But kicking it back to the Prism Seesaw, I am so happy that the quad steps are gone. I am so relieved to not see the quad steps back. That is just such a pain. Let me keep these on. It's such a pain watching people who have no athletic ability do the quad steps, because the quad steps are like the easiest obstacle ever, and they take 20 seconds to get to the last quad step, and then they fail to jump to the rolling hill. Waste of time. I really am excited to see people jump, hit really low, like this lower part of the prism tilt, and just drop straight in, similar to Kunoichi, similar to what happened in Kunoichi. I can appreciate for sure the efficiency of fails on this. I also like that it goes directly into rolling hill. I don't like rolling hill at this point. I think it's well overstayed its welcome. But having a new way to transition into the rolling hill does offer the opportunity for shakeups, so that's not bad. Another thing that I quite like is this ledge here, because, you know, in Kunoichi, you just had to hop on and hop off to the platform. This is their way of compensating for the fact that there's an actual obstacle here that you do have to jump to. So I understand the use for the ledge. I think that's very smart. I think you make this obstacle way harder without the ledge, and you see way more people fail it if that ledge is not there. And that's just not what we want. We want people to fail here. We don't want over half the field to fail here, which I think is genuinely possible. Cody Benaway on the Premier Series Finals, yeah. Rolling Hill has some extra padding on the logs. Yeah, there's a little bit of extra oomph. You can see the black on the Rolling Hill kind of sticking out a bit more. Who's we? I'm dead, Casey. So yeah, looks but the possibility of this shaking up how many people get to the Rolling Hill or beyond is fun. Shout out to the screwdriver for being suspended, like floating and not like in the ground this time. It's not gonna, I don't think it makes a big difference, but like shout out to screwdriver. I'm just saying that because I didn't put it here. The next obstacle that is majorly changed, air quotes there, on stage 1 is the fishbone. It is now called the fishbone reverse. This is the worst looking obstacle of all time. This looks garbage. Everything about this is terrible. You've got blue and red, then you've got the gray. Like you, how do we put this? This is sloppy. This is just sloppy. And then you got the black and red and the blue coming up this way. Aesthetically, this looks terrible. The idea of switching the red and yellow sections makes sense. It bothers me to high heaven that there were more of the red and gray. There were more of the red and gray than there were the yellow and red pieces up top. So that means they've painted or put new vinyl covering over the red and gray ones to make them yellow and red, but they didn't bother to change the bottom pegs, and it looks awful. My OCD is actually like so mad. This is disgusting. This is the worst. This is the worst obstacle I have ever looked at visually. It's disgusting. Yes. So yeah, it bothers you that fishbone's never been centered. Oh, you mean like this? I had that on lock because I do want to show the first person point of view. What I like about this is when you look at it straight on, there is like zero spot to rest. You have to start at the right time. You have to move at the right time or you're cooked. So this is a buff in that sense. However, it's still only a 5 out of 10 on the cool factor because I'm just tired of the fishbone. The fishbone has long overstayed its welcome. You can only change it up so many times before it gets boring. And I mean, I'm sure that this will probably trip some people up. I just like, I'm not impressed by anything you do with the fishbone anymore. There's nothing that makes me go, wow, fishbone's a real highlight this tournament. That stopped in like Sasuke 35. Yeah. It's really frustrating to see. They just need to get rid of the fishbone. Simple as that. And they're never going to. The fishbone's been around for almost a decade now. It's going to be around for another decade. Replace fishbone with gore and hammer. That would be fun. It allows you to cut the time limit down if you put gore and hammer in there. And I'm all for faster stages. So, not against that. But yeah, this one doesn't do anything for me. I'm very neutral on this one. It's... Also, for reference, guys, I will say I do know a lot of results of Sasuke. For stage 1 specifically, I know everyone who clears stage 1. I know where a couple of people fail. I don't know where everyone fails, so I don't know how many people got taken out by the prism. I don't know how many people got taken out by the fishbone and all that other stuff. So, do I think that this fishbone reverse is going to be tough for some people? Sure, I think it'll get a couple people. I don't think it's going to do anything crazy. No, the time limit for stage 1 is 120 seconds, 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. And I think that's compensating for one of the other obstacles at some point. Not the Brits calling each other out, bro. All right, so yeah, fishbone reverse. It's a thing, I guess. I will give him this. I do consider this to be a new obstacle. Whereas I considered, like I think fishbone, fishbone Kai, fishbone reverse. Those are the 3 different obstacles. I will give him credit there. When they just try to change the pattern on the fishbone Kai and they're like, it's a new obstacle. No, that's a modification. It's not the same thing. So, yeah. The nice thing is, Fix, if you just flip the fishbone graphic icon that you made upside down, it's fishbone reverse. All you have to do is flip it upside down because it's reverse. Yes, 2 minutes as the time limit. So, yes, Galaxy Gamer, literally, the pedestals kill me. This kills me. And then again, the mats being different colors, like coming into the black up here, going into block. It's really frustrating. Then we get to Neon Block. I will not call it DX. I'm tired. I think Twin Dio was a stupid name anyways. Here we are. Block. I think this looks like a 3 out of 10. This looks like a 3 out of 10. And cool factor, I'm going to give it a 6. I think this is significantly better. I'm not a fan of the original with the 2 diamonds. I think this is significantly better and significantly tougher, which is also, you know, a lot of fun. I also can appreciate that they put stairs here because there's just no way not anyone, but very few people will be able to hop up this X and like actually get over it in time without these stairs. So the stairs definitely make sense. I've always thought that these are kind of like these designs on the diamonds, the lines, the green, all that stuff. I thought that was really ugly. I thought not really ugly, but I thought that they just didn't work. They were trying to add texture to it to make it look 3-dimensional and cool at the same time. I never thought that personally worked. That never worked for me. So yeah, it's just not good. I'm not enjoying that at all. Then we get this monstrosity right here, and it looks so much worse. Oh my gosh. It's so bad, guys. They overkilled it. Like, at least here they were like, look, we got one face of the shape to do. So let's like make some texture lines on it and some green, but let's just leave it at that. This was like, we got so much space to work with. Let's spam it everywhere. Whoever designed this needs to be fired. Whoever designed the actual artwork on this X needs to be fired. Yeah. They don't need to have plain yellow on the front, but like you can see here, like even the white lines and the black lines and the little square in the middle, or the little diamond in the middle, right? I think you could just accent those with like white or black to go with the yellow and black backdrop, to go with the black here, and not spam green and have, like, you know what I'm saying? It just does not look good. It does look like vomit. It literally looks like vomit. Yeah, I just can't. I just can't with that. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't make this a triangle. I feel like a triangle would have been maybe not tougher, but a triangle definitely still could have shaken things up. Circle, I don't think they should ever do, just because it basically becomes balance tank that you have to jump off of, and I could see that just murking too many people. Yeah, it's rough. So not fun at all. I'm not loving. I'm enjoying the fact that stage 1 is more different than it's been in a hot minute, and that could potentially affect results. I am not excited about the fact that I have to stare at these awfully looking obstacles for like 4 hours. That's going to be rough. Later, Topaz. The star in Takeshi was the only thing that tripped people up. The star did. I feel like the square kind of got people, or whatever it was. Was it an X? It was an X, but it was smaller. It was just tough because you have to like transition quicker. Same for the star. Or maybe I'm just confusing the two. Either way, Yeah. Yeah. Not great. Now we got one more obstacle to talk about for stage 1. Supposedly the Dragon Glider's bar from the trampoline up to the first track has been raised. That's not what we're talking about. People mess up the trampoline jump all the time. It's no surprise that it'll probably happen again. Rain. Rain is the final new obstacle of Sasuke 43. I think Rain looks really cool. Rain looks nice, you know. It always I mean, people can aura farm in the rain, and obstacles in the rain, or this close-up shots of athletes running things in the rain. Those look kind of tough. But it's not cool. Like, that's so, yeah, running in the rain, not fun, I bet. Not fun. Rain got a higher look score. Rain is pretty, dude. Rain is a pretty part of nature. So, like, definitely, I can appreciate rain, you know? Oh, I have hiccups. Man. This is funny. Rain is gonna play a part on stage 1. It's not gonna be the end of the world like it was in Sasuke 37 or in 39, but Rain will play a part. Yeah. So those are our overall, those are our overall changes. Do you guys agree or disagree with how I've rated everything's cool factor and look? Hear me out, Yusuke fails Prism, Flo says. Oof. That would be kind of wild. Got rain aura instead of good design. I'm dead. I mean, you're not wrong, though. Yusuke out on Prism. That would be wild. That would be wild. That's kind of all I had prepared. Like, we kind of rapid fired right through. We did 25 minutes of that stuff. Tell me if you guys like these streams. Like, I will genuinely keep doing more of these streams. I'm debating, like, alternating between streams like this and workout streams, because, like, genuinely, I'm having fun with these. I want to do, like, reactions to stuff on the Sasuke YouTube. Like, I would love to react to the video that these obstacles were revealed on. I worry about copyright for that. Like, I got to figure out what to do about the reaction side of things. I'd love to react to the ending of the Idol trials, because those are ending, like, soon, right? Like, those are ending in, at least, if it's not ending this coming Friday, it's ending the Friday after that. I'm probably going to do a stream about the finale of Ninja Warrior Germany. Probably not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. One, because the public hasn't seen it yet. We're a week ahead of the public unless they have RTL Plus. So we're going to let people who watch it on cable catch up, and they don't see the stream and get it spoiled, whatever else. Because I have a lot more viewers from Germany than I thought. So I'm going to give them their time to watch the finale. I'm going to do a stream talking about Koshin, probably. Koshin is on December 9th. So that's a Tuesday. So that'll be fun. Did Yamada finally Kanzen? I'm dead. Will there be Super Ninja finale stream? I will definitely talk about the finale of Super Ninja. Absolutely. I have a lot of thoughts on Super Ninja. I could actually talk about Super Ninja right now for those of you who don't know what's going on in Super Ninja right now, Super Ninja is an unlicensed ninja show from Russia. It was started after Ninja Warrior Russia got canceled. It came on air. It's really cool course wise. They pull things from Sasuke, A&W, International Ninja Shows, Ultimate Beastmaster, Million Dollar Mile, Gladiators, and most recently now they're starting to pull obstacles from Ninja Warrior leagues, which I think is really cool. So they're very in tune with the ninja world. Last season, Ole Yannick, who is a German, he won that show, and the second place finisher was Clément Gravier from France. So the whole thing about season 4 this season is the Russians lost the title. We need to take it back from the foreigners. And they've invited more foreigners to have it be like Russia versus the rest of the world. There's some pretty good athletes in there. Kevin Carbone is in there. Who else am I just like totally blanked. My boy Frank Schmidt-Peter's in there. We got an athlete from Garamond. I don't know if that's the best obstacle from TNA, but it's like top 5. There are some TNA obstacles I really enjoyed. Kasim, hello, Kasim is a beast. Can't be forgetting Kasim. But yeah, like Russia. So Russia has a chance. There are some guys who are getting really good in Russia, but there's about 4 of them that are competing that actually have a chance. They also brought back Yuri Prokudin, the winner of season 1. So he's back competing for the first time since season 1. He was on the production team for seasons 2 and 3 and both of the kids shows. He stepped back so he could focus on finishing up his last semester of college. And because of that, he was like, well, I'm going to compete this season and try and take it back. Try and become a 2-time winner. And so he's in there. They have a couple people who are getting better. Besides that, no, Russia's going to get slaughtered. It's quite unfortunate. So, the nice thing is Yuri's already qualified for the finals. A lot of these top Russians, they've qualified for the finals. They will give the foreigners a run for their money. The finals will be in a few weeks. The problem here is we are 4 episodes into the qualifiers out of 7. And there have been 0 clears of the qualifier course at all. The course is that difficult, and it rained. So, tell me what you guys think of that. It's a miracle that some people can get past like 2 obstacles, genuinely. They made the course, I think they made the course way too hard for the current field of people that they have in Russia. This would be great for the Americans or Israel or whatever. Like a country that has more experience. I think the Germans could fare pretty well on it. I think the French could fare pretty well on it. But I mean, like, it's borderline an NSC hybrid course. It's borderline an NSC hybrid course. And they're putting people who are not NSC material on said course, so it's not going well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a new record. I don't think there's ever been a show that's had 4 straight episodes without a buzzer in qualifiers. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So, that's interesting. I'm sure I'll have a lot of thoughts when we get to the end. When we get to the end of the season, because if the qualifier course is that difficult, I am convinced that the finals course is going to be significantly harder and so much worse. So much worse. But yeah, not great. But we still got Super Ninja going. Germany's ending soon. Germany Kids Academy. I'm gonna definitely have to talk about Germany Kids Academy. I'm gonna have to do a stream about that. I might do some talk about the Idol trials, or I might react to the last Idol trial episode. We'll see. They did Power Force for the last event in the Idol Trials, and that was kind of cool. Power Force is a fun one. I don't think they needed to drag 3 matches of Power Force into an 18-minute YouTube video, though. That's kind of ridiculous. Oh, we could talk about the Kurotora trials. Who wants to talk about that? Who wants to talk about the Kurotora trials? The Black Tiger trials. So we know who won. We know who made it. So for the Kurotora trials, 2 people qualified for Sasuke. Ugata, and Ugata took first place, and then Nakashima takes second. And then Yoshiyuki gets the automatic invite, so that's the 3rd Black Tiger in the tournament, and then Yamada taking his spot as well. So this is the thing. I have a couple of thoughts about the Kurotora trials. I'm going to go more in depth when I rank all of the specials, because this is a Ninja Warrior special. So I do have it ranked on a list of other specials that are, that came out this year. I think y'all overhyping Nakashima. I think you guys are definitely overhyping Nakashima. He's very strong, but I think he's like overrated and underrated at the same time, because the Black Tiger trials, from what I saw, he's not the fastest, and when it comes to raw power and strength, he's not the strongest. Now, that kind of makes sense because he's facing grown men in these trials, so it would be understandable that he doesn't have as much power on the tackle as grown men. At the same time, he's almost 18. He's getting there, He's slowly getting there. He's fast. He's not consistently the fastest like he was last year. I feel like last year he dog walked everybody. This year, so many more people stepped up to where it was an actual competition. So he got the fastest times on some of them. He did not get the fastest times on others. He got beat quite a bit. He wasn't the fastest up the hill. He got the fastest time on the speed course. On the second course, he did not get the fastest time. Or there was one where he missed one or whatever. And on the warped wall repeats, he didn't get the most. So when Belgian guy on Sasuke, dude, if Arnaud actually gets it, that would be crazy. So when it comes to raw speed and strength and stuff, he's obviously very gifted. He's just not this freak of nature that you guys think he is. On the other hand, out of everyone on the Black Tigers, he is by far the best one on the Crazy Cliffhanger and on the Burst, which is why he's so highly regarded. That puts him in his own class with the rest of the Black Tigers. Because quite frankly, Ugata was fast. Other people were moving. They were doing really well. But if you can't consistently hit the cliffhanger, you have no shot at it when you get to the dimension. If you can't make the burst, if you can't make a single move on the burst, you're cooked. You know what I mean? And so Nakashima being the only one in the Black Tigers that's able to consistently do it, besides debatably Yoshiyuki, that's definitely an accomplishment, but it's just I don't know. I need more water. So credit where credit's due to Nakashima, but it's tough to glaze. It's tough to glaze the kid for sure. I also liked this Kurotora trial a lot less than previous years. Well, not previous years, but I liked it a lot less than last year's. I think last year's were better. He did almost eat it on the fishbone in 42. He was moving quick. He was trying to rush through that. But yeah. Yeah, best way to describe it for me is just like I don't think that the Kurotora trials were great at determining who's ready for Sasuke as much as it did in previous years. I think that's the biggest one. I think this was the sloppiest that the courses were, like, just period. You never really had to actually complete an obstacle. You barely even had to hit a touch point. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have to like swing edge was like touch the bar and drop or something like that. Like, it was barely that. It was barely that. It was like you would watch them do one actual Sasuke related move, ninja related move, and then immediately just drop to the floor and sprint to the next thing. And you did boom, boom, stop, boom, stop, boom, stop, run, boom, stop, run, boom, stop, run. And it's just, that's not good. That's not a good way to train for Sasuke. That's not a good way to train speed courses. That's not a good way to show that you can do the complete movements. And if that's what they are preparing for in order to qualify for Sasuke, they're training for it kind of wrong, honestly. Yeah, I have a hard time with that because, like, prime example, they had to do the devil steps up the ladder. They did that pretty much chill. Then they run to the spider climb. They do 2 moves, and every single one of them went like this. They went like this. They went to get their head over the line. I was like, you did one, and that's it. How is that spider climb, bro? And then they just kind of hopped down. They grabbed the bar. They go 1, 2, 1, 2. That was the most complete thing that they did, the salmon ladder. And then they sprint over to Dragon Glider, where they go down a track, they catch another bar, and it slides like 6 inches to where they can kick the wall. And once they can kick the wall, they drop. Like, I understand that there's space limitations and restrictions, but the whole point of being able to clear a course is that you're able to do every obstacle start to finish. And, like, I tell the kids that I coach, right? I would tell them, if there were 4 rings above water and a platform here and a platform there, your obstacle does not start when you're on the rings, and your obstacle does not end at the last ring. Your obstacle starts on the start platform on the box and ends on the next box. You have to do the complete movement, or you're cooked, you know? And there are so many kids that do that. If there's 4 rings, they'll go 1, 2, 3, and when they get to the 4th, they'll grab the 4th one with both their hands, and they kill their swing, and they're just kind of dangling around, and the box is in front of them, and they can't actually, like, use their momentum now because they killed all their momentum, because in their head, the last ring was the last thing that they needed. And they cooked themselves. And I'm not saying that's what's happening here with the Black Tigers, but I just don't think that that's the best way to gauge who's most prepared for Sasuke, you know? If you're going to have them do 3/4 of each obstacle and then run to the next one to do 3/4 of another obstacle, you're not getting the most complete athlete necessarily. You're just getting the fastest. And Sasuke is not really about speed. Obviously, you need to be quick to get within the time limit, but I just didn't think that was very balanced. Yeah. It was closer this time, but again, I think it's because it's so heavy on speed and explosiveness and power, and Nakashima, who has the most overall ninja skill, is not the fastest or the strongest when he's 17 years old. His body hasn't fully developed and grown yet, and he's facing grown men. I think if it was more along the lines of last year's, where they kind of emphasized more on completing each move and set of moves and obstacles and stuff like that, I think Nakashima would have run away with it. Yeah, this this Kurotora trials definitely highlighted what his strengths and weaknesses are and what the other Black Tigers' strengths and weaknesses are. And that's cool, but again, just I don't know. I have a hard time with trials as a whole, honestly, at times, because my honest thoughts are like, if you want to be on Sasuke, right? You want to be on Sasuke because you want to achieve total victory. You want to beat all 4 stages, which is huge. So tough to do. Only 4 guys have done it on Sasuke, right? It's only been done 6 times. So it's understandable. Like, it's a tall order, and you have to go you got to train hard. You got to dedicate yourself to the craft to prepare for Sasuke, right? What's up? Welcome. I'm sure you could, Casey. Like, but yeah, it's a tall order, right? Having to train to beat all 4 stages, because you have to train to beat stage 1, especially if you're like a rookie. They train stage 1 the most from what I see, because they've never tried it before. They want to make sure that they can get past stage 1. And then they still have to train in 2 and 3 and potentially the final or whatever. So that way, if they do clear stage 1, they're prepared for the next few stages. Whereas, eventually veterans, I can tell they're training every specific stage at different times. Like, they have their own schedule to keep it balanced and everything. You have to train all 4 stages. Now imagine training all 4 stages, but you're training for the Sasuke trials. So you have to train push-ups, maybe dead hangs or pull-ups. You got to train your sprints. You got to maybe train your jumping, your hurdling, your pushing for tackle or whatever else, or your pulling for strong guys. You got to train beach flags, and then you got to train a mini speed course of Sasuke. Like, that's a lot. That's 10 different things on top of the 4 stages. Because if you do get on Sasuke, you then have about 3 weeks till the actual tournament films. Because they filmed trials October 4th, 5th, 6th, something like that weekend. And then 3 weekends later was filming for 43. So obviously you're not just going to train, you're not going to start training for the obstacles right after trials. You want to be training year round for it. So that's just so many more things to occupy your mind and body with, and so many more things that you have to balance in your training. It's not really a surprise to me that the trials guys have not really had too much success. We had a couple clears last tournament. That was great. But before that, there was not really a lot of success in Sasuke. And it's probably because they spent so much time training for trials to make sure that they could get past the round of 200 push-ups and whatever else, to where their time spent training on obstacles probably was lacking in comparison to like people who can clear stage 1. So that's something that I've always had a problem with. I think, if the objective of trials is to gather together new stars to be like successful, you're already kind of shooting yourself in the foot, unless it's something like the Sasuke 13 trials or the Sasuke, the Shin Sasuke trials that were occurring all throughout, stuff that's actually course specific. That's why I don't mind when I don't know why there's still people in the Big 25 that hate on A&W qualifiers. Like, I think A&W qualifiers is the best way to go about figuring out who's ready for the finals, the stages, the whatever. Because if they can't handle a course that's just kind of hodgepodge thrown together, they're not going to be able to handle specific specialized courses. So with the Black Tigers, yeah, the other thing about trials is crazy. It's like it's all in one day. So when they got to the dead hang part, like they were already their arms were still dead from push-ups and everything else. It was rough. So circling this back to the Black Tigers, I have a problem with the fact that they have to qualify. Honestly, I think they should just straight up either get invited or not invited. Yeah, yeah. That simple as that. They need to get invited or not get invited. It needs to come down to production and not these trials, because you can tell. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know Ugata's result, but I don't know Nakashima's result. But I wouldn't be surprised, like, if one were to clear and one were to fail. If you guys had to guess between Ugata and Nakashima, who clears stage 1, who fails stage 1, who would you put your money on? I know who I would put my money on. And again, this is not a spoiler. I don't know their results. But who would you put your money on to clear stage 1? This is kind of a no-brainer. Right. Yuta, Nakashima. You would put your money probably on Yuta. Shayon, stop messing. Quit playing. Yeah, that's what I thought. No, you'd put your money on Nakashima because Nakashima's done it twice before. Right? So, Yamada's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised, like, if one were to clear and one were to fail, and Nakashima would be the one to clear. Because Ugata has trained so hard, most likely, just to get to stage 1. Just to do Sasuke, period. Which means he wasn't just training for the courses. Granted, Yamada's training them for the stages, which is always nice. But Ugata, I mean, I think he even says it at some point when they're running the hill. Like, he trained specifically for the Kurotora trials to ensure that he would get one of the top 2 spots. You know, he was trying to specialize in that just to qualify. And if you're spending all that time training to qualify for something, like, you're cooked. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to do well when you get to the actual event you qualify for. Simply put, like, there are a lot of times where when I would do WNL comps, there were guys who beat me and I beat them at Worlds, because it's quite simply put, I know I'm going to qualify for Worlds no matter what. I'm going to train for what each stage specifically asks of the athletes, you know? I'm going to train endurance courses for stage 3. I'm going to train speed courses for stage 1. I'm going to train those types of moves and skill sets because I know that that's going to be, like, similar types of moves will be on the stages. So why would I train anything else? WNL qualifiers and regionals, which are basically semis, they're 10 to 12 obstacles long. They're basically like an A&W semifinal, right? Those are fun, and you can be good at both. Like, I'm good at both. Other people who specialize in those types of courses are good on the stages as well. You can very much be good at both, but you got to be able to handle the stage. You got to be able to handle exactly what's going to happen. Otherwise, like, why would you qualify for Worlds if you're not training to be world champion? You know? Like, so, yeah, just leave it at that. The other thing is, being a sweat in WNL does absolutely nothing for you. It just means that you get to be later in the run order of Worlds. But, like, I don't need to be in the last 20 runners out of 150. I could be somewhere in the... I've been, like, number 60 or 70 or something like that every season I've run, and it's worked out perfectly fine for me. Like, I'm chilling. So, it really doesn't matter in that regard. So I just train the stages. It unfortunately matters a lot for the Black Tigers because there's only 2 spots. So they have to train extra hard for that, and it probably takes away from the time that they can train on, you know, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Vitamin said earlier that Trials is more about creating a show than it is about actually determining who's ready. I agree. I agree. And while I'm enjoying the amount of Sasuke content we're actually getting, I'm not a fan of trials existing just for trials to exist. You know? Yeah. At least they don't have to train for 500 push-ups. Very true. Very true. Yeah, 500 push-ups. I wouldn't be surprised if someone hits that this year. How is Trials not aired yet? I don't know. That's kind of crazy. The other one, the one that like kind of throws me off is Koshin. Koshin is such a joke of difficulty that you should be able to train Sasuke and pretty much be able to win Koshin anyways. Like, Wheelbarrow. Oh no. Or is it Wheelbarrow? Yeah, it is Wheelbarrow. It's not with them on their back. It's Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow, you should probably train for a little bit. But like, if you're training for Sasuke, you should be able to do the monkey bars that are there. If you're not able to do the monkey bars, you shouldn't be on Sasuke. Simple as that. Yeah. And what else is there? There's the sit-up challenge. There's the hopping over the spinning propeller challenge. And there's the dead hang challenge. You should be able to do all of those things if you're training for Sasuke, because those are like basic surface level exercises that you would use as conditioning for Sasuke. You know, you got to work your core, do sit-ups. You got to work your grip, do dead hangs. You got to work your leg power, start doing a lot of box jumps or something. Like, so like you should be able to be good at Koshin and still do well in Sasuke. Which, like, to be fair, Mabuchi did pretty well when he won. It's just like unfortunate that he didn't get, you know, yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could tell that a lot of the teams in Koshin are like someone who really wants to be on Sasuke, and the other two kids who are like, yeah, it'd be cool, and like I like my friend, so I'm gonna help him out, and that's it. And you can tell that they don't really care as much. With all that said, I am probably gonna try and get on the Sasuke trials in 2027. I think it'd be fun. I think it's my only shot of getting on Sasuke, unless I become a super famous streamer with millions of subscribers. But yeah, I am probably gonna give trials a shot at some point. Pull a Jason Paul. Yeah, honestly, I could get sponsored by Red Bull. Dude, tell me why I miss A&W 18, don't get picked for A&W 18, and that's the season they're sponsored by Red Bull, and now there's like 4 other athletes that have been sponsored by Red Bull because they're making connections and they got to network and whatever else. I don't even like Red Bull. I'm gonna be real. I don't drink Red Bull at all. I'm not an energy drink guy, but like, yeah. Compete on Super Ninja. I want to do season 5. Yeah, there's an entire warm-up area that is sponsored by Red Bull in A&W 18. How many push-ups can I do? I don't know. I haven't tried. I mean, I could definitely do a lot, like not uninterrupted, without putting my knees on the ground, right? Without dropping down. I have done 100. Those 100 were not on the same pace, like hitting the drum the way Trials does. So I don't know. Because it's one thing to do push-ups till failure. It's another thing to do push-ups at a set rhythm, you know? So That'd be tough. I think it'd be pretty. I think the big hurdles for me in training for trials and in trials period would be the push-up round, but I think that's something I could get really good at over time. And also whatever the third round is, well, not whatever the third round is. When the third round was like pushing the tire and then it was strong guys, like if it's weight based, I'm definitely at a little bit of a disadvantage with my size and everything. I'm going to have to really train that extra so that way I have the power to keep pushing and everything. But like last year, the third round was dead hangs, and I would do pretty well on dead hangs. A lot of the people I would have beaten in dead hangs for sure. The longest dead hang I ever did was 8.5 minutes, something like that. And I probably could go longer. Maybe not right this minute because I haven't trained a lot of ninja recently, but I definitely could. Like if I actively worked on my dead hangs, I could hit 15 minutes, no problem. I should do that for a stream. Just like the stream is just like how long I can dead hang. It's an 8.5 minute stream tops. The goal is to get a stream that's like 10 minutes long off of just dead hangs. Ninja gives you wings. A bit over a minute, that's good. Anything over 30 seconds is like you have potential. You know, you can keep, you have athletic ability, you have strength. It's just then I also haven't tested my dead hang in a long time because I injured this arm and now this shoulder is just like I haven't tested that specifically. I've just kind of been making sure I can still move properly. No big ninja things. No big ninja things coming up. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I'm trying to figure out how I did it though with my hands. Oh no, there were those. I will say I was substituting, and there were these like the door frames or whatever with where you can put your fingers on there. I was like, let's just see how many I can do, and I did 16 cliffhanger pull-ups, and then I kind of hung one-handed. These are thick ledges, okay? I'm not gonna pretend that it was like super thin or tiny. They gave me enough room for like I could do that. So I could hang on one arm like this and whatever. But I did 16, and then I kind of would feel my shoulder go, hey, you should stop. So I just dropped. I could have done more strength-wise. But no, those spinning bar, like dead hang for 100 seconds. I always get on the spinning bar, I hit about a minute. Like even there was a spinning bar at level up and I hit my best as like 65 seconds, and most of the dead hang spinning bar carnival things are like 100, so I'm not anywhere near that. But they gave me the rules one time, and they said you can't do this with your hands. I said, okay, is there any other rule? And I said, is there anything else I need to know? And they said no. I said, okay. So I wrapped my forearm, like I hinged my elbow over the bar. I wrapped my forearm under the bar, and then I grabbed like this. And I was grabbing it like this on both hands. So the spinning would stop in my elbow, and it didn't move. And I was here like this the whole time. I was literally just chilling like this for all 100 seconds. And I was with my cousin at the time, and she was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. And then people started coming around like, yo, this dude outsmarted the system. The employee was like looking, he was just like, what? Like he was like, how would anyone even think about that? and it was 100 seconds for $100. So we hit the 100 seconds. I stay an extra couple of seconds just to be safe. They lower the bar a little bit, and then I drop down, and everyone's like, yeah, nice, dude. And just as the employee's about to give me the $100 bill, like in his hand, this old dude comes in, and it's the boss. He goes, no, 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 you cheated, and I'm not giving you don't give him that money. He's like, he's getting all mad. I was like, I asked what the rules were. Oh well, I don't know what to tell you. And he was like, and he just started shouting stuff. He's like, you're not getting the money. You should get out of here entirely. I was like, bro, he was like threatening to kick me out or whatever. And then he threatened to fire the employee if he gave me the money. And I was like, bro, you're not losing your job over this or whatever. He let me try it again, legit. And I made it to 62 seconds and I lost. So that was annoying because I really outsmarted it there. I really did. I got to figure out how I configured my arms like that again, though. It was, something similar. Because I genuinely am thinking of doing that at a second spot because I think it'd be hilarious. Because that's the other thing. I was still gripping with my hands. It's not like I was just like this the whole time or whatever. I was gripping with my hands. Yeah, like that. So, I don't know. I think I should have gotten the win for that. What do you guys think? It's kind of valid. Should have started crying. Dude, I was 20. I was 21, 20. I was not going to start crying over that. They wouldn't have believed that. To me, spinning bar carnival games are my life. That's Yamada style. Had the snot as well is crazy. Yeah, that old guy got booed by the crowd too. I'd do anything. No, I would not do anything for $100. That's crazy. No, no, get that out of here. Get that out of here, Casey. Pass, pass. What is this stream turned into? Oh. Well, boots and cats and boots and cats. Should learn to beatbox. I love hanging on stuff, please. Guys, I might just become a streamer now. Let's become a streamer. I've got 6 videos that I still have to edit. And I'm kind of I don't really want to edit anymore. I'm having so much fun streaming. I'd much rather just stream. Set up my little PowerPoints, make a little thumbnail, and then just hop on. Make my streams fancier once I get my full setup and everything. I'm gonna bot you and give you 100 million subs. Yo, that would be sick. I'd be Mr. Beast level. We are genuinely really close to 1,000 though. It's actually insane. What are we at? We're at 990, guys. We need 10 more subscribers. Oh my gosh, that should be my thing next week or something, or in 2 weeks or whatever. A subathon, a 1,000 subscriber stream, so where I just chill until we hit 1,000. That could be fun. What's the most subs a ninja content creator has? It depends on who you consider a ninja content creator. Enzo just hit 500,000. So he's up there. I don't think Bob Reese has a lot of YouTube subscribers, but he's got 3 million followers on Instagram. And probably, I think he's got another couple million on TikTok as well. those are like in terms of pure ninjas, them. But Anton Fomenko has a couple million as well, or a million or something like that. And he definitely did a lot of ninja related. He did a lot of ninja related content. What's he at right now? He's at 1.1 million subscribers. Sam Folsom, kind of a sleeper. Sam Folsom's at 217,000 because he posts a bunch of YouTube shorts. 9 million on YouTube for Bob Reese. All right, so it's probably him. Oh no, it's the Ninja Kids. Hello. The Ninja Kids have 22 million, which means Ashton specifically, who's like the best one ninja wise, he's got what? He's got 3 million of his own. And then the family channel has 22 million. And then Peyton Myler, the girl, she probably has quite a bit as well because she and Ashton are the most popular. Yeah, Anton did a bunch of stuff like that. Magnus Mitbo, who is a climber, but he's a climber, but he was like, I'm a super fan of Sasuke and A&W and stuff, so he would do a lot of Ninja Warrior stuff back in the day. He's at 3 million. Yeah, he's at 3 million. So I guess it's Bob Reese. Bob Reese just dominates the sphere with the Milers, and they just hit different audiences. Ashton Myler and the Ninja Kids and that family, they have like a whole younger generation, but I think people more close to the like 16 to 25 age range definitely are seeing more stuff from Bob Reese and maybe Enzo. So, yeah. If I get to even 1,000, I think I would be the most unlikely person to get to 1,000. I really believe that. Because, like, other ninjas definitely have thousands of subscribers, you know, like, and in some cases, millions, but thousands even is impressive for ninja. And like they're doing, oh, here's this cool trick I learned, here's this cool move I did in the gym, here's how much I'm lifting, here's how far I can swing, here's this cool flip I invented. And it's like that stuff's really sick. But to be the like arguably the first one to be doing that without doing all of that stuff, I think is kind of impressive, you know? At the end of the day, I do want to show my critically look at that. What do you mean? At the end of the day, I mean, like, I want to do all the cool obstacle stuff, and I will be, and I'll be doing more of that. But like, also, the whole point of my channel is I've thought of it as a journey, my journey through the sport of ninja, and my opinions on ninja. So that way, there's a place to talk about the sport. So that's something that I want to get to at some point. If I can make that like bigger, if we can get more than 5 people in a chat at times, or I guess right now more than 11 people, that's pretty sick. I think the most people I've had in a chat at once is like 30 for the funeral of Kane Kasugi, and that's because people thought it was the last one. So people pulled up. But if I could start regularly hitting 30, like that'd be kind of nuts. Drew Lachey was on A&W, doesn't make him famous in Ninja. Correct. I would like to be well known in the Ninja community and well known to the general public as, oh, that's that dude that watches Ninja Warrior. He talks about Ninja Warrior. He does Ninja Warrior or whatever else. Because I want to be like, let's just put it this way, guys. It's 2025. We're almost at the end of 2025. It's almost December, right? By 2030, I genuinely do believe I could run the whole sport of ninja. I think I could run the entire world of ninja. And I say that like so straight-faced, deadpan, I fully believe that I could do that. I know how to do it. Well, I know how to structurally do it. How to execute is something I'm still working on and learning, and that's why I would say it's taking so long. But I have connections, I have the idea, I have the whatever else. And yeah, I think it'd be great to not only build something great for the sport, for the athletes, for the coaches, for the community members, for the fans, but also I want to have a platform to expand that and share these ideas with people, to build a new audience, to bring new people into Ninja, to get new fans, to get people interested in this. And there are about 3 different ideas that are going to work towards that all together, to like come together as one to get the sport going in a better direction. That's my overall goal. I also think that I have created a style and format of competition that would please modern fans of Ninja who have grown up with A&W and grown up with racing and grown up with all that other stuff, while also still very much pleasing the Sasuke purist fans. I think I think that balance is like incredibly difficult to find, and I think I found it. It took me years to narrow it down, but I think I found it. I'm not going to say it on stream because I don't want anyone potentially taking the idea, but it's a real good idea. It's a real good idea, guys. I think you guys would really enjoy it if it ever becomes a thing. Does Super Ninja do that with their racing semis and upper body intensive grand finals? Not in the way that I'm insinuating. Super Ninja, I think, is a good way to put a spin on the mercilessness of Sasuke and of Ninja as a whole. Like when you get to the stages, if you fall on the obstacle on a stage, your season's over. You're done. You're out. You can't move on. Super Ninja does a good job with that. With like, if you can't beat this obstacle, if you can't get a single ring, you're done. If 2 people at minimum don't clear the finals course, there is no super final. There is no winner, right? Like, there's that type of brutality that is very Sasuke-esque, but beyond that, it's not like that's about as far as I would say that middle ground goes. I think I've perfectly hit the middle ground. If not perfectly, near perfectly, with room for minor adjustments to get to that like sweet spot. What's the least far a last man standing in any ninja show has gone? Probably Sasuke 19. Because they failed the salmon ladder. No one made it past the second obstacle of stage 2. Yeah. I can't think of anything that's been earlier than that. Because we've never had a stage 1 wipe. We've had a couple stage 2 wipes. But Oliver Edelman made it past the second obstacle of stage 2. Kunoichi won, yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah. That was the first stage, huh? Oh, no. First obstacle of stage 2. No. Am I tripping? Am I forgetting Kunoichi 1? To be fair, I don't really like Kunoichi 1, so I'm not really... Oh, I just closed the tab. Oh, that's right. Both of them failed. Both of them failed the downhill jump. or whatever it was, the Daichoyaku. Dead hang under a minute. Dang. That's all right. Gives you more to work towards. Oh, yeah, I get that. I get that. So, yeah, the worst we've seen ever is, for best result, is this first obstacle of stage 2. Now, leagues have had stage 1 wipes because they didn't originally balance the courses for women very well, and that was rough. I think watching Kunoichi 13 live is very enjoyable. I feel like ignoring the Ninja Masters and just sticking to the spoiler chat on my server was the right play for me personally. I'll tell you exactly what happens in the live chats and the spoiler chats of Sasuke or Kunoichi on the Ninja Masters. Someone shows up on screen at the starting line and they go, "Whoa, it's that person! I know that competitor!" Or they'll just like all caps type out the name of the person, and there's like 50 people doing that. So it just goes, "Oh my gosh, oh 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 my gosh." And then if a funny fall happens, it's just 50 different ways to say lol or LMAO. And then there's like 4 people out of that group recapping exactly what you just saw on screen, like, number 1, so and so fails this obstacle. And it's like we don't like, why? So yeah, I just enjoyed it not on Ninja Masters this time around. And then people like try making their own running jokes because Mike Bernardo has his running joke of being in an onsen with Sasuke competitors. And so everyone thinks they're a comedian. And so they just start spamming things that they think are funny and they're only making themselves laugh. Respectfully, you know. But hey, I mean, I'm not gonna judge too harshly. Like, if they're having fun, I'm not gonna be the one to poop on their party. I'm just not gonna watch with them, you know? Yeah, no, literally. Like, if you're just gonna recap the results, like, just start updating Sasukepedia, bro. Just start doing that on Sasukepedia. There's no reason to do that with, like, the people who are literally watching the stream. Oh, and then when commercials come on, everyone gets mad and just screams, "Ads, ads, ads!" Like, shut up. We know. Like, I'm not gonna start shouting ads when ads come on. I'm gonna like grab a snack or go to the bathroom and be productive with my time. Gotta get timestamps. I guess. I kind of want to guest host the first episode of A&W 18, but it depends how much fun people have with my commentary. People like your watch parties, Casey. People enjoy your watch parties. But it just depends. I mean, I would love to get to a point, again, where when I come back here from Barbados in July, I can get like a part-time job and stream beyond that, you know? And be a streamer and be a content creator for you guys, keep building a following, because then I can bring back watch parties, I can do more with games, I can put more effort into things and all that other stuff. But who knows, you know? Who knows? But I would totally bring back watch parties. I'm definitely going to do watch parties in Barbados. Yeah, definitely doing watch parties in Barbados because I'm actually going to have time to do so. Maybe not live, but we will be doing them. And I'm trying to think what comes out January to June. Probably maybe France if it comes out. Poland 12 if they don't get sued beforehand. A&W will have begun but right before I leave. It's not a whole lot, honestly. Maybe a Kunoichi if they do Kunoichi. Casso, I'll definitely stream Casso, bro. I'm so excited for Casso. They're gonna be in California this time. That's gonna be pretty sick. Um, yeah. I don't really care for Hanzo. I think Hanzo was fine, but I didn't think it was anything totally special. If we get another Hanzo, I'll be like, all right, cool, Hanzo, I'll watch it. But I'm not like actively being like, oh my goodness, I hope Hanzo 2 happens. Like, I'd much rather. Oh, they're doing Hello Sasuke Junior Cup comes out next year as well, the second one. So Super Ninja Kids coming out in the spring. I don't think I'm going to do Super Ninja Kids watch parties though. Just depends on how good or bad it is. And then yeah, if I can start doing reactions to things without like endless amounts of copyright strikes, I do want to start reacting to videos and stuff. I think that'd be fun. Let's see what what are the rules on reacting to YouTube videos when streaming on YouTube. Add your own commentary, criticism, or creative input to make the content transformative and not simply a repost of the original. You must use only the minimum amount of the original video necessary for your reaction, and ideally, you should get permission from the copyright owner to avoid. Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I don't get away with that. I don't understand that. TBS doesn't care. Add the jaw drop to you on the side with the red bar at the right. Hihoki 2.0, my favorite. If TBS does TBS really not care about reactions to copyright? Because like I will genuinely start reacting to things. I will start doing reactions on streams to things. Because I want to start, like, if I start streaming, I'm going to start clipping a lot of things too, which means that. Oh, they don't care about the rules. They'll come for you. Yeah. Yes, Casey, TBS owns the rights to all Ninja Warrior. Except for Super Ninja, because that's not licensed. If you're using their footage, it's over. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought as well. Like, it would be annoying, but I might just do like something on my second monitor when I get that back, like watching that. Maybe you hear the audio very faintly and I'm just reacting to that. I don't know. A&W doesn't care. I've reacted to A&W stuff on stream before. So like I'll react to A&W things. I know the results of the bracket for A&W. I don't know many other results, so that'll be fun. And I mean, like Flip does that. Flip does his reactions to A&W. Maybe I don't do that then, because then I'd just be doing what Flip's doing, and Flip already has that market cornered. I don't know. We'll see. But I do plan on doing more things. Just trying to figure out what that would be. What types of streams do you guys want to see? Oh, I did get my stream blocked when reacting to Flip's crash out. Dang. That sucks. I also showed a bit of Ninja Warrior Germany at one point, and that part got blocked out. So, what types of what types of streams would you guys want to see? Because in my head right now, it's workout streams and streams like these where I have the little PowerPoints going. But like I'm talking like I might try and stream for like 3 hours sometimes, maybe more, just depending. Sasuke Masao Crash Out Part 2. Play till I win Sasuke Masao would be hilarious. Gimmick streams like Sasuke, Ninja drafts. The draft streams are definitely coming back. I do have an idea for a stream with Billy and potentially Evan if he's free. We haven't talked to Evan about it yet. But Billy, Evan, and we were working on a video that would be for Billy's channel. I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's actually going to be made. We're probably just going to edit together the outtakes and the bloopers because we recorded it while we were all together for Worlds. It's talking about Ninja with someone whose takes don't suck. I appreciate that. Yeah, Billy and I will probably do a stream series next year. Like it's almost like podcast style. Evan potentially joining us as well. It is really just going to depend on our schedules because we're in 3 different time zones. But I think that one's going to be fun. 19 Masao. I should play Masao again. It's been a while since I played Masao. Average TNM discussion. Less than my PowerPoint discussion. I could bring back Soapbox. I might bring back Soapbox for like a one-time thing. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, needless to say, brainstorming. What's going to happen when 1,000 subscribers hits, you know? How are we going to adjust? How are we going to adjust? What would make me bring back Soapbox? How do we break you? Soapbox coming back. I think with Soapbox, for Soapbox to come back, it would have to be like it would have to be about the sport. It would have to one of 2 topics. It would have to be about the sport specifically, because I don't really care to talk about I don't care to yap about the shows like that if I'm going to do the PowerPoints. You know, I think the PowerPoints serve that purpose, and I have fun with those too. And it doesn't take me long to make one of those streams at all. It took me 10 minutes to set up the one today about the obstacles. Yeah, it would have to be about the leagues. Something really big. Well, oh, that's gross. That's really gross, Vitamin. But yeah, something really big would have to happen in the leagues for it to be like. Yeah, to warrant that. Okay, 3 things then. 1 is that. 2 is how Bonnie J's Ninja Warrior is going. Because Bonnie J's about to start next year, popping Ninja Warrior shows up around the world. They can pitch the license out to multiple, countries and stuff like that. And it's gonna be like just the assumption is a new style of Ninja Warrior is gonna look different. The graphics might be the same across multiple shows now. The courses might be the same across multiple shows because they want to mass produce kits. Those types of things definitely I would want to talk about, just to be like, how are they doing? Are they succeeding? Are they doing well here? Are they not? Whatever. But like, I would do something kind of like that. Like I could do like a what's what in the ninja world. I could do a what's what in the ninja world. That would be huge. Like how the shows are split up production wise, who's owning what, who's producing and licensing what. That would be a good one. Are ninja shows still dying anymore? No, not really. Poland and Germany are kind of on thin ice. A&W is apparently A&W's hit that notoriety of like Wheel of Fortune in the eyes of NBC and Jeopardy, to where it's like one of those game shows that's just gonna get brought back. It's just gonna keep getting brought back. Survivor, gonna keep getting brought back. Apparently A&W's hit that spot. And France is still doing good in numbers. And those are the only like Ninja Warrior shows that aren't Sasuke right now. There are other non-licensed ninja shows. Super Ninja is one of the most watched shows in Russia, and it's spread to 9 other countries now, so they're getting mad views. They're not going anywhere. Kunoichi, I hope Kunoichi, continues. I would love to see it come back. It seems like Japan's really revitalized Ninja Warrior in their country. Like this year, we had 2 Kunoichis, a Sasuke, Hanzo, the Junior Cup, and other YouTube specials on top of Trials and Koshin coming up. Like it's a big one. So not worried about anything in Japan. Vietnam is coming back. Curious as to how long it'll be back for. Flying Hero over in China. It's basically A&W Junior, but in China, and it's fine. It's pretty okay. That one might come back. We'll see. But China's also got things like Happy Forward, which is like a hybrid between Ninja, OCR, and Wipeout. So it's like, who knows if Flying Hero is even going to stick around past season 1. Yeah. The thing about Ninja Warrior Germany is RTL is really pushing it as a franchise. The network that it's on is really trying to push it as a franchise. And the big thing about that is like they've had the regular show. This is season 10 now. They've done 2 seasons of a team show, 2 seasons of a racing show, and 2 seasons of a kids show. Now they have a new type of kids show. Like they just keep spitting spin-offs out like every couple of years. But considering the spin-offs have never made it past season 2 is kind of concerning to me. And also Ninja Warrior Germany has kind of hit that low point in viewership. Their ratings are not very high, and it's not getting much better every year. Now, with that said, maybe RTL's just like, we're going to keep it the same way NBC wants to keep A&W and just keep recycling it and stuff. Maybe it'll be in that position, or maybe the viewership will get so low to the point where they just say it's gone. So, time will tell. TNA should be starting next year in the spring. They did 6 qualifiers last time. They did 6 qualifiers, and it was 8 weeks long because they did the 6 qualifiers. They took a break because NSC Finals was happening, and then they did TNA Finals. My guess is they're doing something similar, most likely. I wouldn't expect it until spring, probably February as a start. Yeah. So that's everything I got for now. I think I'll do... Oh, the third soapbox idea that I was going to say that I would do soapbox for is when I am ready to reveal what my plans are for the sport of ninja. When I am prepared to be like, this is happening, and it's happening very soon, like in the next... It's happening this year, like something like that. I'm gonna do that. It's not gonna be so much like a soapbox episode where I like try and introduce the nuance or whatever. It's gonna be like, this is a call to action. If you want Ninja to get further, if you want it to get better, if you want it to be more than a TV show, this is what I'm doing. Join me. Like, simple as that. I'm not, yeah. Um, like a product pitch. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because I could absolutely get something started. I have all the connections right now. If I really wanted to, I could connect Asia and Australia all into a league, like a cross continental league. I still believe that. And I'm still friends with enough people like that to where chilling, you know? Oh. But yeah, those are the only three. I might do the soapbox one next week. Who knows? Next week, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for my streams. I don't know when I'm going to work out yet. Because, like, I'm only here till Thursday. Then I go to Arizona to visit my sister. Gonna go to a ninja gym. Probably gonna stream that. Yeah, probably gonna stream that. And then yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Gosh, that ninja stream's gonna be so rough. I'm so rusty. It's not it's it's gonna be a lot of me falling on obstacles, I can already tell. Because I wanna go for big things, like bigger moves. I don't want to just be like, oh, here we go, let's get reused to the salmon ladder again. Oh, I did it. Wow. No, like I still wanna try things. So just depends what they have set up. Okay, no, slow down now. I'm not failing no cheese boards. I will not fail cheese boards. That is an obstacle. It's like floating boards, but they're cheese. They have holes in them for kids to put their hands and feet in. So it's super, super easy. Yeah, it's a joke. They are a joke. Very popularly memed on. Um, I think I'm gonna wrap stream. Do have a couple of things to do today before we go. I'm supposed to go out. We're gonna watch like a little play tonight, and we're gonna like, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap. What else am I watching these days? Oh, you know what? Great question. While we're at that, so I'm still going through movies. I have to watch movie number 70 this weekend. I don't know what movie it'll be yet. Um, what in the world is Smiling Friends? Um, yeah. In terms of movies, I mean, there's a lot that I want to watch still. Just ticking down the list. Last week we watched Wicked for Good. This week, a couple nights ago, we watched a very Jonas Christmas movie. Um, just for fun, you know, like Sasha's a fan of the Jonas Brothers. I liked their show on Disney Channel. So like I was like, yeah, sure, let's just watch it because why not? It's better than I thought. A lot of celebrity cameos as well. It was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable Christmas movie. Um Shows wise, we are watching Chief of War, which is about the kingdom of Hawaii and how all of the islands, because they were separate island kingdoms led by different chiefs. This is about how they were united under King Kamehameha, and Jason Momoa is the main character in it, and there's very we grew up learning about this in school and reading about it and all this other stuff, and like it's so ingrained in the history of the state and everything. I'm glad I finally get to watch it because it came out in like May, and it's been we waited too long to watch it. So Sasha and I are 2 episodes in. There's 9 episodes. Very excited to see how they portray everything so far. Really enjoying it. Pretty gory too, which is very accurate because they were ruthless warriors. They were, yeah, it was pretty wild. And then something else that came out this week is the first part of the final season of Stranger Things. I'm going to be completely real. Sasha and I don't really like Stranger Things, but we've watched so much of it that we're just like, we're going to finish it. We liked watching the first 2 seasons. They were both, I thought the first 2 seasons were good. We did not like season 3, like at all. And in fact, season 3, I looked it up and they said, oh, we're doing 5 seasons. And I was like, well, we've seen 3, didn't really like the third one. So let's just not watch the 4th. It's whatever. We don't need to watch season 4. Then season 4 blew up all over social media with like the Chrissy wake up sound and everyone talking about running up that hill and how good the story was. And then my siblings started watching it and were like, no, it's way better than season 3. So we were like, okay, we'll watch it. We watched season 4 and it was good. It wasn't good enough for us to be like, yeah, Stranger Things, it's amazing and it's back. And it was just like, no, it was good. It was good. I liked it. I liked parts of it. So we are going to watch season 5 just because it is the last season. We do want to finish it out. It'd be kind of dumb at this point to not finish it out. But I think it fell off a cliff on season 3 quality wise. It was not good. Yeah. So that's what I'm watching at the moment. Besides a bunch of Ninja content. And even then, I'm so behind on Ninja right now. Haven't watched last week's Super Ninja. Haven't watched the second semifinal or stage 1 of Germany yet. It doesn't matter. I know what happens. Flying Heroes episode needs to come out and get vaulted this weekend. I'm caught up on Germany Kids, but that's because Germany Kids episodes are like 20 to 25 minutes long. So it's like, yeah. You've summed up your thought on Stranger Things. Took too long to come out. And took too long now to come out. Never was good, TBH. No. Germany stage 1 has a time limit. All I'll say is I know that the next episode, the finale of Germany, I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. France stage 2 and 1. France stage 1 is not timed. They just take it, they treat it like a qualifier, and the top whatever advance. France stage 2 is untimed entirely. And then France stage 3 is stage 3, so it's untimed. So, yeah, kind of garbage. And bring back time limits. Time limits are needed. I don't know if everyone here's watched Germany stage 1. I to be fair, I don't think a lot of people care, except for maybe Ninja Gamer. You know, like Radium's already watched it. I know I've known the results for a while. I don't know. Haven't heard anything from Vitamin in a hot second. But we're definitely going to do a stream about it. We're definitely going to do a Germany 10 stream. I will say that burnout, that wasn't a burnout, but it was a burnout. That was the best episode of the season so far. In my opinion, that anniversary round was the best episode of the season. So the last bit of Germany when you get off of work. Fair. 10-minute interviews. Bro, the interviews, post-run interviews need to stop. Post-run interviews need to not be a thing. I hate to say it, but I am sick and tired of post-run interviews in Ninja Warrior, period. Maybe to the extent of maybe to the extent if you are going to do it, just show them separately, like on a YouTube, like as a podcast or some crap like that. Like Sasuke's is pretty short. It's like 2 questions and they just go, thank you. And they do this a lot. And they go like this. And they go like that. And they're like, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And that's it. A&W's, as much as I can't stand Matt Eisman saying, hit that buzzer one more time. I mean, those interviews are like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. I can live with that. A lot of the European shows drag their interviews out to like 4 minutes, and it's so ridiculous. It's bad. It's bad. Especially when they recap it in someone else in their profile piece for the next round. Like, yeah. We don't know, Ninja Gamer. We don't know. I don't even know how long each day is supposed to have time slot wise. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone know how long each slot will run for? 4 hours each? One of your issues is most Ninja shows are too long. I agree. So let me start with Ninja Gamer first. 4 hours for each of the 2 days. There's no shot. There's just no shot that the international special is its own thing then. Because number one, you can't stretch out 22 athletes on the 4 stages to 4 hours. That's insane. And that's assuming someone makes it to all, like, through to the final stage, which I won't spoil. But that's just under that assumption. Number 2, you can't fit if they struggle to do 5 hours and they're fast forwarding through all the Japanese in 5 hours, the idea of them doing it in 4 hours is absolutely stupid to me. Like, absolutely stupid. So if they are going to stretch it out, I don't know. I feel like both would be kind of mid. What I think they genuinely should do is do both at the same time and do stage 1 for all 122 people on the first day, on Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, the second day, have it be stage 2 and everything after. Because you can stretch out stage 3 with all the rest time and all the reactions and the blah, blah, blah. There's no time limit for it. It's easier to do that. You might as well just do that, you know? 8 hours of Sasuke genuinely does sound painful. It really does. Especially when you're not in their time zone and it's not airing at a good time of day. Now, for Vitamin saying one of his issues with most ninja shows is that they're too long, I wholeheartedly agree. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that Ninja Warrior episodes should be longer than an hour, personally. Especially with the amount of people that you put into the amount of people that are put into each qualifier, you could absolutely do it in an hour. A&W does 40 people in 2 hours. I think you could do 40 people in one. I'm not mad at A&W's pacing though. I don't think A&W's pacing is that bad. Sasuke is a little different. Same for Kunoichi because it goes through all 4 stages in one broadcast. If you were to break it up into episodes, you could do 50 people in an hour on stage 1 and 50 more people in an hour on stage 1. And then stage 2 is its own episode. Stage 3 and the final is its own episode. I think you could genuinely keep that going. Yeah. Germany has more minutes and they can only show 30 runs. Yeah, Germany episodes like with ads are 3 hours. It's a 3-hour time slot or something like that. It's 2 hours without ads. And like you genuinely could just not do that. Like, I don't know. Like you could just they don't show that many people. They show what? How many people is it 30? Is it 30 that they can only show, or is it 30 per qualifier? I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah. It's rough. With A&W, like, and you have to think as well about this, right? With A&W, 40 people per qualifier was A&W 17, and it's going to be A&W 18. Then you take out the advertisements, it's 40 people in 80, 85 minutes. That's not a bad pace. When you do the math and everything, it's not a bad split. Not going to get into Sasuke. That's just not, it's not relevant to this. But I think the way G-Force split up some of the episodes was fine, minus cutting a bunch of people. Germany, if they're only showing 30 people, how many people actually compete in each qualifier in Germany? Is it 30? Is it genuinely 30? Poland, I will say, Poland has, I think, it's 40 in each German qualifier, and they only show 30. So if A&W is showing that you can do 40 in 80 minutes, Germany should not be stretching 40 people, only showing 30 of them into a 3-hour episode, into 2 hours, essentially. That's, yeah. Stop it. Stop it, Ninja Gamer. Stop it. I know that was a joke, but oh my gosh, that hurt. Super Ninja is another big example for me of like just how ridiculous it is. Super Ninja has 25 people per qualifier, and then they do 5 semifinal races, and that's one episode, right? So 30 runs total. But a lot of people, especially this season, with the lack of skill and the rain and everything, a lot of people are failing on the first 2 obstacles. And so their runs are ending pretty quickly. They're just bloating everything with interviews and replays and B-roll and whatever else. And I don't like that. You could do all 25 of those runs genuinely in 45 minutes. And then the races could be its last little bit. Like you could still put the semifinal races after the qualifiers. Your episodes would not be any longer than an hour and a half. And that's like good pacing. That's so much better. Currently, Super Ninja episodes are anywhere between 3 and 3.5 hours without ads. That's why I'm having a hard time keeping up with Super Ninja, because it's a commitment and a half just to get through an episode right now where no one's clearing the qualifiers. It's rough. Yeah. Not the best. Poland is an interesting one. Their qualifiers used to have, I think, like 30 people in it, and they crammed 30 people running qualifiers into about 45 minutes, which is crazy. Yeah, 30 people in Poland. That's right. So 30 people in Poland, and it would be like 45 or 50 minutes for the qualifier. But the pacing on that one's terrible because they show people who suck, and they show them on purpose to be like, this is the hardest course in the world. It's so difficult. Who's going to beat it? And then they'll show a couple standout finishers, maybe the guys who were fast enough to get to the power tower. But then right after they show you who makes it into the top 2 for the Power Tower, they'll do like a giant digest of about 8 more people who cleared the course and then show you the leaderboard. It is so, like, the pacing of that is so bad. Like, just make it, I genuinely think they could have done an hour-long episode showing 30 people, so basically one person every 2 minutes, and it's not perfect science, of course. You're going to digest some people and whatever else. And then a Power Tower race at the end, and then whatever. Like, yeah. Super Ninja has a 30-second build-up between every obstacle. It's longer, dude. It's longer. And granted, the competitors are resting and sizing up the obstacles like that for sure. But it's so painful to watch and wait. Like, I skipped through all the times where they're pausing between obstacles. Israel, I did the same thing. I just can't. The only time I think that's acceptable is on a stage 3. You know? And even then, I fast forward through a lot of the rest on stage 3s because why wouldn't I? Like, it's just not. But I will say, watching Super Ninja in Germany, I've been watching both subtitled recently, and it's been a lot more digestible. It's just still not great. Yeah, this year, Europe's really falling flat with their ninja scene. I liked France. I liked France this season, but I'm not loving Germany. I'm not loving Super Ninja this year. The kids version, and then both of the Polands this year. Oh my gosh. 2026 ninja shows are going to be crazy too. Constantly skipping through isn't fun. I agree. If I feel like I have to skip through your show just to get to the runs, I'm not watching. I'm not watching. Ninja War, I think one of my biggest takes is like the hottest take that I have for being like a Ninja Warrior super fan and a YouTuber for it. This is like a low B tier franchise at best. When you average everything out, it's probably closer to the C tier, maybe even D tier. Because there's a lot of really bad Ninja Warrior out there. And there's much more bad Ninja Warrior than good Ninja Warrior. But we love it anyways. We genuinely love it. So, yeah. Anyone who says it isn't low B tier is Delulu. Yeah, you could argue that individual shows are higher than that, but worldwide, this is a B tier franchise at best. Yeah, tough breaks. Now, Casso, I think every ninja show should be edited like Casso. And it's hilarious to me that, like, Casso is promoted in Japan as skateboard Sasuke. Like, it's just Ninja Warrior on skateboards. And that's how they market it. And I think that's great. But what I like about Casso is that their profile pieces are maybe a minute tops, right? Yeah, no, that's valid, Casey, but it's true. It's true because there are a lot of ninja shows that are bottom 10. That should be bottom 10, but they're not. I mean, I have a bottom 10 all time. Actually, I will say the thing that we're scrapping, Billy and Evan and I, that we recorded, it is a ranking of every Ninja Warrior show ever. Every single one of them. 100 some odd, like 180 something. So those are probably going to be saved for streams later where Billy and I are going to talk about it on stream. Evan potentially. Evan didn't watch a lot besides Sasuke and A&W though, where Billy's seen more than that. So it's like, it just depends. Yeah. So anyways, what was I saying? Casso. Yes. Casso is... They invite only like world-class skaters because they are big, I guess. And they're talented enough to take on the crazy Casso stuff. But their profiles, this like really cool edits for the Casso profile pieces. And then they'll talk about like, I was a world champion. I won this award in the skate world. I've won this title. I'm a 3-time whatever national champion, whatever else. I'm super excited to be on Casso. I love that it just looks super awesome and I get to push myself. And bam. And that's like every single one of them. Skating to me is about having fun and expressing yourself. Skating to me is about doing the coolest tricks, whatever. And that's all they say. And then they go. And then they finish their course and everyone cheers and they dap each other up and they go straight to the next person. And that's it. Like, the pacing on Casso is so much better. It balances the world of sports that it's pulling from, because it's pulling from the skater world, while still dealing with the spectacle and the craziness of it being a Japanese game show. The idea that like no other ninja show is doing that is ridiculous when we're talking about obstacles where you have to hold a wheel and it spins you upside down and swing from one bar to like a dropping thing, or like run up a curved wall, or rolling things on strings. Like, the idea that you're not doing that for such absurd niche things and not educating and not making it quicker is probably why people aren't getting into it as well. It's probably another big reason. So, Ninja Warrior UK S tier is crazy. Lucas, planning on watching Sasuke Vietnam soon. I don't think the pacing in Vietnam is terrible, but it definitely isn't perfect. It's also just really tough to tell how many people are in each episode, honestly. Not literally. There are times where it's just really confusing because they do 250 athletes per season, and whatever that is divided by 20. So it's an uneven number because there's 20, or no, not 20, 10. So 25 runs in about an hour 10. Oh my gosh. Now I need to look at Sasuke Vietnam on the vault. Let me double check that. This is going to kill me. That's the Sasuke Vietnam music. I always say with the content you make, if I was addicted to Ninja internationally and within Sasuke in slash A&W, you would literally overdose on Kane Casillas. What's up, Maddie? How are you awake, bro? That's crazy. Vietnam. How long is an episode of Vietnam? They're all the same. Sasuke. I don't remember what they say at the end of each episode. But they say it as an outro. Yeah, so each one is like 55 minutes to an hour, which isn't bad. 25 runs. Yeah, 25 runs or so. Roughly, like at least 15 runs in each episode. Anywhere between 15 and 25. It's uneven. It's uneven every episode. It's ridiculous. Lucas, the way every single Sasuke Vietnam episode is structured, there are 20 episodes. The first episode is good night, Shayon. The first episode is like an audition process. All right. My wife's not here right now. It's fine. The first episode's like the trials, pretty much. Then they do 10 episodes of stage 1, but there are 2 separate courses for stage 1. It's the same first 2 obstacles, and then you run and you split off. You're either assigned to stage 1A or stage 1B. The first episode of stage 1 will be 1A. The second episode will be 1B, and it alternates. So you get each course 5 times in the season. So 5 episodes of 1A, 5 episodes of 1B, 10 episodes of stage 1 total. Everyone who clears their stage 1 will go to stage 2. Stage 2 and stage 3 are the same. Stage 2, stage 3, maybe the final if there's a final. And that's that. It can be tough to follow the pacing in that regard sometimes. Sometimes they get celebrities for stage 1. I don't know. Let's put it this way. Sasuke Vietnam has shown every competitor in full before in an episode, and then also has shown a 12-person digest of people failing the step slider. Different seasons, different episodes. It really is kind of just like a crapshoot. Like it is luck of the draw. It is well over 100. I think at minimum it's 250, Maddie. And there's at minimum 25 international competitors every year. So, oh, and then they do like a versus the world special. They do have those. Not great though. Tough one. I think season 1 was like a fine season 1. I think season 2 is one of the stronger seasons. 3 and 4. 3 is a good renewal, but it is a renewal, so don't expect any crazy results. You know what I mean? Season 4 was like fine. I think it's all right. Season 5, I think, is also one of the stronger seasons. I think the top 3 seasons of Vietnam are 1, 2, and 5, not in that order. But and then season 5 was good. They were gonna do a season 6. They canceled season 6 because of COVID in 2020. Because season 5 was 2019. And then in 2022, they auctioned off the course, so they sold it all. It's gone. That course is completely scrapped. They were literally listing like freaking half pipe attack as an auction item. It was crazy. Yeah, and then what do you call it? With that, now there is going to be a season 6. It's going to be by the same network, so it'll be counted as season 6, not like a reboot or whatever, just a revival. Rumor has it there's going to be internationals. We don't know what the format's exactly going to be. We don't know what's going to be the same, what's going to be different. It doesn't sound like there's going to be racing. It sounds like it's going to be stages again, which is going to be nice. We don't know what obstacles are going to be on there. I especially since they got rid of the course, I'm thinking they're going to have a lot of Sasuke, like current Sasuke obstacles or stuff dating back to like 2015. I wouldn't be surprised because the furthest cliffhanger they got to was the crazy cliffhanger and no one beat it in competition. Spoiler alert. Well, that's not true. It has been beaten. It's complicated. I don't see them changing crazy cliffhanger yet. I could see them adding a vertical limit because vertical limit was never on their show. I could definitely see them adding a vertical limit. You like how they mixed up the obstacles on the stages. I thought that was kind of lazy on their part, but I get it. Like, they would just move things to between stages 1 and 2 to be like, all right, it's new, it's different this time, have fun. But it was kind of weird to me. Having Circle Slider as a stage 2 ender was definitely weird. Yeah. Like Circle Slider and floating boards on stage 2 was strange. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. Like, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if we get Backstream in Vietnam 6 on stage 2. I think it'll be more similar to something along the lines of what Mongolia had, for sure. Because Mongolia had a good course on paper, and it was similar to Sasuke. Mongolia just had everything else wrong with it. So, Spin Bridge on stage 3 would make me kill myself. Over under in stage 3 would be good if stage 3 wasn't 4 obstacles long. Francis stage 3s are jokes. It's literally cliffhanger, or you fail the flying bar, or you clear. Stalactites being a regular stage 3 obstacle in France now is stupid. It's stupid. The Pinong on stage 2 would be hilarious. The Mongolia format is just Sasuke, but they edit everything to whereas you follow each competitor at the same time instead of go through the whole stage. So if someone clears stage 1, instead of going to the next person on stage 1, you see that same person run stage 2, and then stage 3, and then the final or something like that. And if they fail, then it goes back to stage 1 for the next competitor. I don't like that editing style. Denmark also does it. It's not great. Yeah, it's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch. Their courses were good though. And it was one of those where I was like, dang, I could genuinely make it to the final stage or close to the final stage of Mongolia. Because it was quad steps, but you could touch literally anything. Like, people were standing on top of the slanted part, like this, which is totally out of play in any other show. Then it was the log grip, which is probably the deadliest obstacle on there. Like, it's probably the toughest one. But even then, it's log grip. You can squeeze tight and hold on. There were not 6 stages on... No. You're thinking of Indonesia. Indonesia had 2 qualifier courses and then the 4 stages. But they gave them all different names. There was the warrior stage, the challenge stage. Stage 1 was called semifinal stage 1. Stage 2 was called semifinal stage 2. Stage 3 was called the final stage. And the final stage was called Midoriyama. Yeah. So that's probably what you were thinking of. Mongolia was quad steps, log grip, Gorin hammer, jump hang, but the trampoline was super close to the net. Like, super close. Yeah. Tackle, warped wall. And I mean, your time limit was 3 minutes for stage 1. It was a joke. It was actually a joke. So yeah, not a super huge fan of that course, but at the same time, if I ran it, I would compete on it. Stage 2 was the ring slider. Popped the little rings through. Double salmon ladder, but you only had to move up 1 rung collectively. So you could literally get on the first salmon ladder, go pop, or you could even do pop, pop, and then dismount, skipping the entire second salmon ladder if you wanted to. Spider walk, backstream, but the backstream was so shallow that people were walking through it. Reverse conveyor, but if you fell on reverse conveyor, it would push you back into the backstream, and that would count as a fail. So the backstream goes from being an obstacle to being a fail pool, which I think is hilarious. And then wall lift, time limit 3 minutes. I could confidently get that in 3 minutes. I could walk through that. I wouldn't walk through that, but I could. Then it's rumbling dice for stage 3, but you can, you know how if you slide the rumbling dice, you're DQ'd? You could literally boom, 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 shah, and just like, they didn't care. If you slid it while you rotated it, you weren't DQ'd. Drum hopper, just straight drum hopper, and Mongolia, fun fact, gave us the first ever drum hopper fail. Yeah. I could clear both of those. And then after drum hopper was sidewinder, but there wasn't a DQ rule for like if you touch too high on the sidewinder or something like that. So it was whatever. And it didn't drop, it didn't spin, anything like that. It was just catch the sidewinder. Because this was 2019. So around the time of Sasuke 37. After sidewinder was swinging pegboard, but it was 2 swinging pegboards, but they had multiple pegs in them to where you only really had to move like 1 or 2, and then monkey bar down the rest of the way. And then it was pipe slider. I think pipe slider is the hardest obstacle of all of the stages, period, because they made that pipe slider super slick to where if you just even put your legs behind you, the bar went backwards. And like, yeah, there's a good chance that you would fail that unless you like momentum chain that, which is possible. It's just, yeah, not great. Yeah, kind of like the UK pegboard. And then the final stage, it went unattempted in Mongolia. There were like 3 people that made the pipe slider. They all failed it. The final stage was the same as Vietnam and Indonesia: spider climb, rope climb. Probably a time limit of 30 seconds. The only person to attempt it was Masashi Hioki, because Hioki was the tester for the whole course. So, yeah. All right. Well, guys, I'm getting to that time of day where I'm going to have to close out stream. Evan, I'm dead. Evan, Billy and I have to talk to you about a stream idea. But some Inui Masato guy joined the Discord server, your Discord server. Yeah, there's a troll that does that. All right, well, guys, I will catch you guys later. Monday is going to be the next stream. It's going to be a workout stream. I want to do another stream like this before I go to Arizona. I'm not sure what I would talk about, though, because everything's ending not next week, but the week after. So it's like, dog, what are we doing? Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.